Good morning. Oh, it's not changing. This is weird. Hold on. There we go.
Wait.
Good morning and welcome to the Carla Marie Anthony Show. Hello, Carla Marie.
Hi, Anthony.
So it looks like everything is working across the board for now. You all right there?
Yeah. Can you hear the dog barking?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So explain to everyone where you are first.
So I'm coming live to you from my little sister's house in the guest bedroom where I am staying. She is downstairs feeding her 6-day-old baby.
Crazy.
And her dog, every time the baby makes a noise, he's like, alert, something's happening with this thing.
Was he always a yappy dog, though?
Not really. Like, if someone walks by.
Some dogs are just yappy and annoying. It's my favorite thing about cat. One of my favorite things about cats, actually.
Yeah, so he's having a day. Well, he's good. All is well. What else was I going to say? Oh, I wore the shirt because the baby should be making an appearance in about 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, it'll be perfect to wear this with her, but you're not going to see it. So
let's see. We got a question from Jill Carla Marie that says, did you add brown into your hair?
Only blonde. Only added. Oh, yeah, Thursday after the show, I only added all blonde.
So speaking of hair, one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I mentioned this, excuse me, I have to mute this for a second. I mentioned this on Twitch this morning to tell people to come over here. I'm sorry, I mentioned it on the podcast this morning to tell people to come on Twitch. And I didn't tell you this happened right away, Carla Marie, because I was afraid you'd get an even bigger head than you already have. But on Thursday, after we were done with the show, I went over to Waldwick and I got my hair cut. Or my beard trimmed, I should say. I didn't get my hair cut. Because we were going to a wedding on Friday, wanted to look clean. And the barber, who I'd never met before, was asking me what I did for a living. So I started explaining, blah, blah, blah. And the barber next to me asked what the name of the show was. So I explained the show is called The Morning Show Podcast. And then we have a product on Twitch that we call the Carla Marie Anthony Show.
Pause. Get your elbows off the table. You're shaking your camera.
I am. You're right. Yeah, it's not a very sturdy table. There we go. So I'm explaining what we do. And even before I said the names, I said I used to work. What?
Are you kicking something?
No, it's just the camera is like propped up on a pretty thin mount. And this table's just old and is very wobbly. But I'll move back.
It's only when you move your arms, but
I'm not even touching the table right now.
I know. Okay, you're good.
So, good? Can I keep going?
Sure.
So I had explained everything that I did. I explained that I used to work at Z100, this and that. And when I said the name of the show was the Carla Marie Anthony Show, the barber goes, oh, wait a second. Carla Marie, she used to work for Elvis's show, right? And I was like, you son of a bitch.
Oh, hey.
You son of a bitch. I've been telling you that I used to work for that show this whole time. And it didn't register in his head. And then when I said the Carla Marie Anthony, she goes, oh, wait. She used to work for the Elvis Duran show. Yeah, she did.
People are like, why do you go by Carla Marie? I'm like, well, 1, I like it better than Carla. 2, it's my first name. 3, if someone just said, oh, yeah, Carla, you're not going to remember. But when it's Carla Marie, people will remember that stuff. Bam.
You know what, though?
Branding.
You know what, though? And we are in Hype Train. Oh, we just got to Hype Train level 5. So thank you very much to Jen and Lisa. They each gifted 2 tier 1 subs to the community. So thank you very, very much. I don't know who it looks like Jen is the hype boss at the moment, too. But,
so cool.
But you do say, Carla Marie, that everyone calls you Carla Marie. However, this weekend, we were at a wedding, and I heard the word Carla so many times.
So weird.
That name.
Or cartwheel.
Hey, Carla. What are you doing now, Carla?
Come on in.
Gross.
Oh, is this the baby?
Gross. Miguel in Miami, Florida, thank you very much for the 1,000 bits.
Don't say hi to everybody. Sal's never been on Twitch.
Hey, Sal, what's going on?
Are you live right now?
We're live.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello.
That's new dad Sal. Hey, Sal, can you give me a shot of alcohol?
Yeah, sure. What do you want?
Anything.
All right.
And also thanks to Dave C84, who gifted 5 tier 1 subs, got us over the border, so we have completed Hype Train level 5, Carla Marie.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for my alcohol and then we'll take the shot. I don't know, just when I was in college, like Alex never really called me Carla Marie. She always called me Cartwheel.
Mm-hmm.
So when like literally that is the only name she called me. Or I meant to post this. Our table seat card said Cartwheel Marie as my name.
Yes.
So when she introduced me to her friends from home and wherever, and then when she went to a different college, they just called me Carla. So that whole group of people just called me Carla. But there were some calling me Carla Marie.
Not very many. Unless they listened to the show.
Yeah.
There were a couple people who listened to the podcast or watch us on Twitch, which was really cool for them to let us know. But yeah, they called you Carla Marie.
There were a lot of people that were coming up to me being like, "Oh my God, my significant other loves you and they don't want to come say hi. They're too nervous." And I'm like, I just feel like I'm at an appearance, not my friend's wedding. It was so great.
But yeah, there was a lot of Carla and it was real weird to listen to.
I did not like it, but you know what? It kind of took me back to college. It was a good time. It was so much fun.
It is funny because there are some people from my college days that will call me Tony. It's basically gone at this point. Like no one really does that anymore. But every now and then it comes through, and it's because one of my first friends who introduced me to so many other people, much like you and Alex, just started calling me Tony. And I knew no one at the time. So I was like, whatever. I'll just let it happen.
Well, Alex calls you Tones because I do.
Yeah.
I guess her brother does too.
Well, this is riveting. Let's keep moving.
Okay, so someone, this is a great question from Martha. Is it weird when people fangirl?
Well, you can answer it.
Well, I was asking you.
Oh, you're asking me.
Is that
I don't think so. I don't.
Oh no, that's right. I didn't want that. Oh, you're trying to kill me.
What's in there?
Thank you.
Also, ask Sal if he's wearing his Cowboys shirt because he's protesting the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Probably, but he's gone.
Okay. So wait, what are you drinking?
He filled it to the top. Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
That's who I'm doing the event with after Valentine's Day.
That is why you were doing the event with them.
Yeah, so
you love bourbon.
I'm doing Woodford Reserve Double Oak, and we're doing like a whiskey flight tasting informational type event the day after Valentine's Day in Seattle. So if you're in the area, come hang out.
Yes, please. And the link is at themorningshowpodcast.com. If you can't find it, just reach out to us. I'm actually excited to go though because I want to taste bourbon the right way, like not as a shot, and like taste it with different foods and see what it's like. And then if you want to come to my Galentine's event, we're having Chambord Royale cocktails, and I'm so pumped.
What is Chambord?
It's not, I don't know if you would describe it as a liqueur. It's doesn't taste like bourbon, so that's great. It's what you use when you're making like a peanut butter and jelly drink. That's supposed to be like the jelly side of it, but it doesn't taste like jelly.
Okay.
But we're gonna have sick views, Columbia Tower, great time. Again, themorningshowpodcast.com. But back to the question of, is it weird when people fangirl?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think it's cool because if you're fangirling, that means you support us in some way, and it's awesome to meet you. We had a lot of different people that were coming up to us, and people that were like, "I've worked with Alex. I've known her forever, and I'm just like, this is the best day that I get to meet you." And like, it's also Alex's wedding, but it was so much fun.
Yeah, it is. I think when you are building something that we're doing, which is like really community driven, right? It's not like we're getting a billion views and a billion listens on everything. We are trying to build something where everyone here has a part of it in some way and can interact with it and like be heard. So when you are building something like that, it does mean the world when people say, "Hey, I check in at least once a week," or "I check in every day." I mean, we were talking about Ontario, Canada in the morning show podcast last week. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday show. And I got a message from a friend that I met in college who we're on like group chats together, but it's not like we talk every day. And he mentioned he emailed us because he's from the Ontario area. We shouted it out in the area codes. And he was like, "I've been listening to almost every episode. It's been so cool to see you guys find your voice over these 226 episodes, whatever it was." And it was like a really cool message that I didn't expect. Yeah.
That is really cool. We, on our way up, we had gotten an email about a few days. Is that barking like absurd?
I mean, it's barking. It is what it is.
A few days earlier, we had gotten an email and a tweet from Jason who was like, "Oh my God, on your way to upstate New York, if you have 15 minutes, My wife and I would love to meet you. You know, she watches on YouTube. She's a huge fan. We're like, okay, we can make this work. So we really did. We spent like 15 minutes with them at like a smoothie shop. We met Jason, his wife Maria, and their friend Felicia, and it was so cool. And they were like, we're not weird. And we're like, well, we know, but also, and they were, you know, asking about what it's like meeting people, and we're like, it's, again, like I said before, we couldn't do what we do if people didn't care about us, and we like created this community. And it's just, so if you see us somewhere, unlike that lady who yelled as we were walking out of Target, stop us and say hi.
And also, we've been super fortunate that we haven't really met any crazy people.
No.
So I guess that's just the trick, is just don't be a crazy person, and then no one's going to be upset that they're talking to you.
Yeah.
Us or anyone else.
We were walking out of a Target in Colony, New York, and we were walking at the exit, and I stopped, and Anthony's like, why are you stopping? And I was like, that woman walking in just went, Carla Marie Anthony, woo, woo, grabbed her cart and went shopping. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that was
so
weird.
bizarre.
And I did hear someone like do a woo towards the end of the day as we were walking out, but I didn't realize what was actually going down. But speaking of the wedding, Carla Marie, before we got there, or before, like last week when we were talking about going there, the big point of concern, not concern, but the big thing was one of your exes was going to be there. And the weird thing was, I didn't even see him
at all.
No, didn't like walk by him. I don't know where they were sitting. I did not see him at all. I did see his family.
Yeah.
And I guess he was there.
2 of his cousins were there, who honestly were my 2 closest friends for like 6 years. They were, I'm actually, take that back, 10 years. Because I knew them before we all started dating.
Mm-hmm.
So I got
you all started dating?
Sorry, I knew them all before we started dating. Getting to see them was really great. Like, it was just, obviously when I broke up with him, I essentially broke up with his family.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing them after, one of them after 7 years, one of them after a few years, was just, it was like heartwarming. Honestly, it made me so happy I could like cry in like a good way.
Mm-hmm.
It was just great. But I saw my ex from across the room. He didn't see me, but at one point I was walking to the bathroom, and I kind of think we made eye contact. And if there was a right moment, I think I would have been like, hey, how are you? Good to see you, and move on. But it wasn't really awkward. It wasn't bad at all. But at one point I was walking out of the women's room, and the door like swings in. It swung open. I was walking out, and the door swung open. I was like, I'm living a rom-com. It was his wife, but at first I didn't know why I recognized her, because I've never met her. And
what are you stalking on Instagram?
Social media. I've seen her like years ago, and that was like my night with everyone. Like, I was like, oh crap, why do I know that person? Because I couldn't remember at what point of my friend's life, Alex, did I meet these people? Whether was it college, was it when she was working here? So
yeah, it's tough. It's tough when there's a whole group of people and you don't know, like, they're all recognizable, but you're not super close with any of them.
So we're like, it was a super quick moment. Like, I'm rushing to the bathroom, she's rushing in, and we both went, and like, we both did the same sound. I was like, oh God. And I like been in the bathroom, I think, like washing my hands next to her, I would be like, hi, I'm Carla Marie.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. But it didn't happen. And I was like kind of bummed, because I was like, I don't know, I wanted to like clear the air, but
what air would there have been to clear? Like what?
Hi, I'm his ex-girlfriend. You're
with
his
her
wife. Or anyone.
Okay.
Like, hi, I'm glad you're okay and married and happy and moving on. Like, get that awkwardness out of the way. But it wasn't bad. There were no fights. None of that. It was a good time.
Let's see. There's a message from Shayna who says, can we have a conversation at some point about seeing someone that you do not know in the wild, but they are the child or the significant other of someone that you do know on social media, which is basically what happened with you, Carla Marie. Like,
That's true. Like, I didn't know her, but I knew her. Yeah. I mean,
there were a lot of people that were coming up to me at the wedding that were saying things like, it's weird because I follow you and I follow you through Carla Marie on social media. So it's like, I know you, but we've never met. And I had at least a dozen people come up to me and say that, which was a little weird.
There were some people, like, you'd say something, they'd be like, oh yeah, I know. Sorry, I only know that because social media. But I mean, that's the game for us. But I'd say, I forget who asked that question, but if it's a significant other that you see in public, that's one thing. If it's their kid, depending on the age of the kid, you just carry on.
Yeah.
If the kid is like a teenager, like, I know your mom, whatever, I don't condone going up to anyone under the age of 18.
Well, yeah.
Because
I don't think that's what she saw. Maybe she is. I don't know.
no. I'm just saying, but even then, like, it could be, I'm not talking about like even a famous person. I'm talking about like, you know, this person and you've seen them post their kid on social media. Their kid could be 16.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Like, hey, I know your mom.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable for the kid. I'm not saying you're being creepy. I'm saying it's weird. And there are people that did that to me before social media. Like, you're Freddie's daughter, right? Like, and that's fine. But
Yeah.
in this world of social media, it's strange because it's like, oh, I've seen you. I mean, you used to happen to Greg T. His nanny would take his, not nanny, they didn't have a nanny. Whoever was watching the kid would take them to the store, and the people would be like, oh, these are Greg T's kids, right? And that's when he was like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah, then it was like no more pictures of his kids on social. Now he does because they're older, obviously, and they understand the world. That used to actually happen to me at church a lot because I looked so much like my dad growing up, and there was all these guys that grew up with my dad, and it was all the same community, right? So it wasn't like I was just on the street.
Right. That's different.
But and every now and then it actually did happen once or twice on the street where someone would just say, "Oh, you're George's son." It's like, who are you, sir? I don't know who you are. But we also looked very much alike at that point in our lives.
You do look like him. Ooh, a lot of people. Fred the mailman said, I only tell the kid I know the parent if they're doing something they aren't supposed to be. That's a good one, though.
Let me put that on the screen real quick. There it is. So what else did you have for today, Carla Marie? Because we haven't taken the shot yet, so I have to go get a drink real quick.
So are you going to do that?
Yeah, I'm going to put you on the screen by yourself. There you go.
Well. It's now the Carla Marie Show. Welcome. I know you've all been waiting for this moment since the last time it was the Carla Marie Show. And here it is.
The show sucks.
Follow me on Instagram, Anthony, at the Carla Marie. I did see a first-time chatter. David Furchess, if you're still in here, good morning. Let us know where you came from, how you found the show, all the things. So Nolly just said, girl chat. I do want to do a late night stream where it's just me. Maybe we have a few topics that we're going to hit. Guys can be in here. But just so you know, we're going to be talking about girl things. We can make like a little slumber party. I mean, we can go full stereotype if we want. I think it would be so fun. So if you guys are in for that, let me know. Oh, I can have Ricky and Erica join. Okay, we could do that. Heather on Long Island said Galentine's. Yeah, so I'll do my Galentine's event with Seattle Cocktail Club. And then maybe another night, either leading up to it or the week after, we can do girl talk. But what can we call it? I want to call it like slumber party. What was Danielle's show on Z100, the Saturday night show in like the 90s? Pajama party. Because the peas. Slumber sluts is what I was going to say. Oh, okay. So, all right. I'm glad to know people seem to love that. David said he came here from when we rated the Young Nail stream, and he's from Tennessee. So cool. We're in Tennessee. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Anthony and I are normally in the same spot streaming live from Seattle, but I'm in New Jersey right now because my sister had a baby, and the baby will be making an appearance soon. Hopefully after I take my shot. So I am not taking a shot of alcohol with a small child.
Oh, hey.
It's just now.
Taking over the Carla Marie Show. You're not on the screen anymore, Carla Marie.
Well, everyone loved it.
All right, here we go. Now we're back.
Okay, I'm going to do a girl talk stream at night. Ricky and Erica might join.
Cool.
And we might call it Slumber Sluts.
That's something you could do.
Like Fred said, CM and the PM.
That works too.
And we do have a first-time chatter. His name is David, and he's from Mountain City, Tennessee, and he found us from Young Nails.
I don't know how this happened between when I left and came back, but I got the hiccups now.
Do you want me to scare you?
No. But.
Okay, I'm going to get my drink of water back there, so I'm prepared.
Okay. Oh, can I take Carla Marie off the screen? Peace out, loser. Now it's the Anthony Show. You know, the person who does all the stuff and puts it all together. makes it possible. That's just me. It's fine. So I see Andre from Long Island is in the chat.
Wait, stop.
Stop what?
Hold on. I'm coming back.
Okay. Why'd you say? Oh, she can't hear me because she doesn't
So
have
I
headphones
just
on.
realized the shot glass that Sal gave me to take the shot for the hype train is Ashley Marie's Sweet 16, July 30th, 2007.
So the real
And
question is, why are there shot glasses for a Sweet 16?
I was reminded that the favor for my sister's Sweet 16 was a shot glass. At the time I was 19, didn't really think much of it.
You know what's weird? I feel like, and it goes to show that I really had like no friends growing up. I went to like no Sweet 16s growing up.
Oh my God, so many.
Other than my
So many.
family, and I think my friend Danielle Persico is the only other Sweet 16 that I went to outside of my family. One friend from church, Melinda. That's it. But like my
People
my
under
brother
the
went
age
to
of 40 are named Melinda.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Although I mean now she's pushing 40 now, just like I am. I mean in a couple of years. But
I probably went to 20 or 30.
I just had no friends. If we're speaking honestly here.
It's fun. Like when you're that age, you're like, I get to dress up and go hang out with my friends at a party on the weekend. And like that, it was cool. But then when people started having them the same day and the drama, you would have to go from Sweet 16 to Sweet 16. Woo.
Yeah. Did they ever stagger them where like a full party could go to one and a full party could go to the one after?
That did happen. But like because I was a cheerleader,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to Sweet 16s for like 4 years because
Oh, like
when
your
you
whole
play,
team.
and same thing. When you're on a team and you're all friends, like you're gonna invite your whole squad. So every year, Sweet 16s.
Vicky
But
said I
think was
didn't
getting,
have.
like,
What was that?
I can't remember if we did like don't bring gifts. Honestly, we're kids and we're going to each other's.
Oh yeah, because at some point you're just like circulating gifts, but that's if everyone's going to all the same Sweet 16s. Like you grew up in a pretty small town with a small high school. Like what was your graduating class? Was it over or under 100?
109.
109. My graduating class was just under 400, and I was the smallest class. When I graduated, my senior class was the smallest of the 4 classes there. Like my brothers all graduated with over 450, I think.
That's
So
crazy.
there's a lot of people.
Okay, I'm gonna
And
take this shot.
I still didn't get invited to Sweet 16s.
I'm gonna take this shot because I don't want to do this with the baby in here.
All right. I think I poured too much tequila in there.
There's no way I'm doing this.
What do you have there? Woodford Reserve? Well, just be nice to them because they're going to pay me at some point.
No. It's just a lot. He put a lot in here.
All right. Well, cheers to you, Carla Marie. Cheers to
Cheers,
everyone who
Anthony.
supported the stream today. Cheers to the shaky camera.
Cheers to Ashley Marie turning 16.
Woo. There we go.
Okay, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought.
Mine wasn't great, but warm tequila is just not good. It's not my thing.
Mine was also warm.
Chilled tequila, phenomenal.
Wow, I can't wait to go to your event and sip that like a normal person.
And it might be chilled or diluted because sometimes they'll give you a little pipette. Do you remember pipettes from science class? Like the eyedropper?
You just, like, I felt the things turning in my brain in that moment.
So sometimes at the whiskey tasting events, they'll give you a little pipette and a little cup of water next to you, and you put some drops of water in the whiskey, and like it opens
Yeah.
up some flavors.
I did see a message that asked if any of the Sweet 16s I went to were like my Super Sweet 16 on MTV. And yes, they would be my sister's and when my niece turned 16 a few years ago. Everything else was normal.
What was so super about your sister's Sweet 16?
She had 2 dresses. She didn't even have 2 dresses at her wedding.
Okay.
She had 2 dresses, a full-blown like DJ sound system, lights.
Well, I feel like the lights
Like,
and the
cool.
DJ thing are kind of normal. Maybe not the 2
I had
dresses.
like my parents' friend just playing songs
No, that's because your parents didn't love you.
at like which is, listen, I'm grateful for this, but it's kind of ridiculous when you compare it to my sister. And my older sister was like, mine was in a backyard.
What do
So
you,
you know
do you
what?
think that maybe your parents spent more money on your sister Ashley Marie because they were celebrating themselves that was their last Sweet 16?
Okay, yes. And my dad will never live this down. He gave a speech at her Sweet 16 and said something. And he's like, as I look around the room and I see all of our friends here, and he said something along the lines of, and I see all of these guys, I'm reminded that she's been with half of them. It was like something, because like she dated all her friends. That's what we did. But it was something, but it came out so wrong when talking about it as your 16-year-old daughter. So we won't let him live it down. So at her wedding, he tried to say like something similar, and I don't think he did it, but yeah, it was great. So he's the king of speeches.
So are you going to get this baby or what?
It was being changed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't want that.
No. Have you ever you've changed how many diapers?
1. And it did not go well at all.
Well, if you come here to see this babe, I'm going to make you change it.
And I won't do that.
You can't just go into having a child one day, maybe. You're not having a child without having to do this.
I can do whatever I want, I guess.
I'm learning so much.
Let's see. Vicky says, my cousin's quinceañera was over the top. There was even a dance routine that I unfortunately had a part of. It is, and I think a lot of this, obviously the show on MTV, My Super Sweet 16, like, really turned up the dial on everyone's Sweet 16 because everyone had all these, like, new, cool, fancy ideas. But I still think I would be more okay, or I would accept a Super Sweet 16 over some of these like bridal showers and baby showers that I'm seeing. Because some of you women out there are acting real stupid with your baby and bridal showers.
But I feel like Sweet 16, like when it's over the top, then those are the ones that expect over the top for the rest of ever.
Maybe. And maybe that generation is now growing up where they are having their own weddings and their baby showers, and that's why they're so over the top.
Like, whatever happened to just having a little tea party?
Yeah, whatever just happened. What happened to just like inviting some people over, having some cookies, I don't know, and going home?
I tell you what, both baby showers I went to in Washington were people at your house having cookies and going home.
And what a great idea.
I know.
You don't need a balloon arch for every event in your life. It's too many balloons.
Drown you out is right. Gina,
What?
she said Instagram happened.
Yeah, and Instagram, the balloon arches are only because of Instagram. It's insane.
We did have a balloon arch at my sister's baby shower, Dream Factory balloons. They were amazing to work with, and they did a great job. But and that was her shower, her choice. That's what she wanted.
And whose was this?
My sister,
Okay.
Ashley Marie's, this baby's. But I have a hard time with just that many balloons then being popped and thrown into a garbage pail.
There's just a lot of waste that goes into most of these things. You don't need a theme. You don't need a theme for everything. You don't need color coordinated balloons and macaroons and baboons. I don't know. Like, you just need to stop with all of the decorations.
So, I just blanked out what I was going to say about balloons. Oh, weddings, flowers, they get trashed.
Yeah, flowers also.
Flowers at a New Jersey wedding cost like $11,000. They go in the garbage pail after being used for 12 hours.
Well, we were at a wedding.
I know what you're going to say.
Oh, okay, sorry. Then continue.
Yeah. So we went to our friend Sean's wedding earlier this month. That's where we were the MCs, where I got booed, that whole thing. The bride found a place that they were like wooden flowers, but like super soft and flexible and looked real. So she had a bouquet like that. Bridesmaids, same thing. And the groom and groomsmen all had a boutonniere like that. But they could be used forever. They could be a decoration around your house. They were so cool.
So Curvy Knockout in the chat just wrote, we used fake flowers and they looked real and I still have my bouquet. And that's kind of cool. If you can have a small number of, like, whether it's paper or wood, I don't know, how freeze-dried flowers, I don't know, whatever you do with flowers these days. And you can actually keep it and it can mean something down the road. That is actually kind of cool. But
you know what I thought? Like, but what is the point of walking down the aisle with flowers in your hand?
I don't know. Probably had to represent at some point, like the chickens you were sold for or something like that, or like the land your dad made a deal for.
I guess it's nice to hold
with the
something
rest of
and
your
not
life.
just like as a bridesmaid, just.
Oh,
but I guess guys do that.
What?
March down the aisle with nothing in their hands.
Well, no, because the groom is there already.
No, I'm talking about the party.
Oh, yeah. I guess, yeah, we do. We just walk down. Although, no, you're usually walking arm in arm with someone, no?
You usually bring like you escort like the mom
Yeah.
of
But
the
then
groom.
even the groomsmen are walking with a bridesmaid normally.
No, on the way out.
I'm pretty sure at Steve's wedding, which is the most recent wedding I was in, I walked down the aisle.
You may have because Steve had 47 people in his
Yeah.
bridal party. But
Oh,
Ashley's,
this
I walked by
camera's still shaking.
myself.
Hold on. I'm gonna fix
We
this.
all walked by ourselves.
Oh, yeah, I guess you did. And all the guys were, yeah, because I guess at other weddings, I was already at the front. Huh. Well, teach their own.
Anyway, if I'm telling you right now, though, if you were at a wedding where there were no flowers, you'd hear all the old people be like, "Oh, did you see that? They didn't walk down with the flowers."
You know, I was actually explaining to my parents yesterday. So the wedding that we went to on Friday, it was at a Greek Orthodox church. Now, I'm Syrian Orthodox, and a lot of the practices are very, very similar. Oh, is there a baby coming?
Where's this kid?
No?
It's a tease.
So a lot of the practices between the Syrian Orthodox church and the Greek Orthodox church are similar. There's also Indian Orthodox, there's Ethiopian Orthodox,
yeah.
there's Russian Orthodox, there's a lot. But a lot of the mass was in Greek, so I wasn't going to understand that. But what I loved was when I got to the church, actually, they had a red book in the back of all the pews. There were no Bibles. It was just this red book. And you open up the red book, and it explained why the church was built the way it was, why the altar was built the way it was, why there were certain things. Yeah, in certain places, there are painted icons, like pictures of the saints and of Jesus and of Virgin Mary. There's a reason. And I guess in every Greek church, the first 6 icons on the altar are all the same with the exception of one, which is the icon painted to represent the patron saint of that church.
Okay.
So that's like the one replaceable one depending on the church. But then you keep going and it explains all of the different ceremonies that go on. So baptism, funeral, wedding, all of that. And I got to learn, it had all the steps of the wedding, and I got to follow along with why they do the crowns and the candles and the drinking out of the same glass.
The bride and the groom wore crowns, and then they were connected, and they had to like get switched around. There's a lot going on that I couldn't see because I was too short, and we had to stand. So I have actually no idea what happened.
You should have read the book. You would have known.
But I couldn't see.
Yeah, but you would have known. You could see like some things now, or are you too short?
Only when we sat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did notice, and this is something different in the churches that I've been to, like the Syrian Orthodox churches. Ours are raised a little bit more than the Greek church was, so everyone could see. What, Carla Marie?
My sister Tina Marie, and it's so true because my family talks about this all the time, said Anthony is a walking trivia game. He knows everything.
I don't think so. I didn't know any of that stuff. I just read it because it was presented to me.
That's right. Hob just said we used to call him nerd news in college.
Why is Hav in here?
Hob is talking to my sister in here.
Hav, go to work. Zuckerberg's looking for you.
Oh, in high school. Sorry, not in college.
I didn't even go to high school with Hav. We actually went to.
It's true though. You
What?
do know, and it's great because I have learned so much, and then I like pawn that information off onto other people. But there are times where I'm like, I don't need to be in a museum all the time. I'm just living, breathing regular life. Did you know why those clouds look like that? Hold on, let me get my little headset because like I'm in a museum and listen to your facts. through
Well,
my
I could say
headset.
the same thing about you. I don't need to know every time your stomach hurts, but I hear it all the time.
But that's different. What if I die? You need to be, or pass out. You need to be able to tell the medics her stomach hurt.
They're going to say, why? I'm going to say, I don't know. It hurts every day. Nothing's ever different.
Your brother Justin said to my sister, it's a family tradition. We all grew up doing trivia and debate together.
Yeah. I also had an aunt and an uncle who would literally read the encyclopedia and the dictionary for fun. And then I grew up with those two people telling me everything. I also think both my aunt and my uncle made up facts on their own and then pawned them off as being legitimate because I'm pretty sure I debunked a couple things. But yeah, it is very much a trait in our family. Just learn about whatever we're doing.
Yeah, I wonder now that my family's in here if they can explain why Ashley Marie had a shot glass as a favor at her sweet 16.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Yeah. Okay, what else did we have on the list? Oh,
It was mostly your stuff.
okay. I had an issue this morning. I might need to go to a group to discuss because April 2019, I found out I was allergic to coffee beans, among other things. I haven't had coffee since.
Just so you know, you're echoing again.
Why? I didn't
don't know.
change anything.
I don't know.
Okay, tell me when it stops echoing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, you're back to
9.
normal.
Okay. So I haven't had coffee since 2019 when I found out I was allergic to coffee beans. Today I picked up some cold foam, cold brew. Like I don't even know what it is anymore at Starbucks for my sister and her husband. And I was walking to the car holding it and I was like, oh man, I just want to have some. And I sipped my sister's cold foam, cold brew from Starbucks. And I'm in the Target parking lot like this. Oh, that was so good. And I'm like, and I was like, I can't go down this path because I don't have coffee beans because they do make my body inflamed. They make my stomach hurt. It causes pain, all the things. But it hit my lips. I felt like a drug addict.
It's been almost 4 years, and I was like, that was so good.
Did it? And it was just that sip? You didn't have anything else?
I had a little bit of a bigger sip after that one. That was it.
When are you going to get yourself your own coffee?
I'm not. It was not a pistachio cold brew. It was just it was like, I don't know, vanilla, something. I don't know. But truly, like, if I felt like that from coffee, like, imagine people with hard drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's legit. I mean, any addiction or anything that you enjoy or is an addiction.
It was so good. Oh,
Like if you've ever given up soda for a long time
mm.
and then you go to like a burger place and you have a good fountain soda, when it hits your lips, you're like, oh my God, I forgot. I mean, it's terrible for me, but it does taste very, very good.
Yeah, no, I hear you. If they could make coffee without coffee beans, they'd have all my money.
Well, what would it be if it wasn't coffee
I just
beans?
like the flavor. I don't need the energy. I got my Seattle gummy.
So like, I'm sure there's fully artificially flavored coffee products. Like there's got to be a fully artificially flavored coffee ice cream or something.
I don't know. I think a lot of it's made with coffee bean because even decaf has coffee beans in it.
Let's see. Bree from AZ says, hey, Carla Marie, have you ever heard about eating for your blood type? Like it's a type of diet. It may be worth giving it a try or giving it a shot and seeing if it helps with the constant stomach aches. It sounds like we have similar issues, and I just bought the book, and I'm starting to read it now.
Awesome.
Very interesting.
Well, that's great. I was diagnosed with SIBO a few months ago, which is small intestine bacterial overgrowth. So I'm going through the treatment for that right now, which is actually changed so much. Like I don't feel like I'm going to vomit every day, which is amazing. So after that, maybe I'll give that a whirl.
Also, this is crazy. So Mergen 1990 said, that might be why I almost never try new Pepsi products. No desire to go back to drinking soda after 18 years. 18 years and no soft drinks whatsoever? That's crazy. And I try to limit the soda that I drink, especially at home. Like I don't really drink sodas at home for the most part. But if I go to like get a burger, I just feel it. Burger and Pepsi, I feel like burger and pizza, I feel like I need soda with it.
The only time I need to drink soda is with sushi and Chinese food. Water doesn't
Really?
do it for
Chinese
me.
food? I guess with sushi, I'll probably get a soda as well. But I can like go to get Chinese food and have it at home and not have soda.
But honestly, if I have like a bubbly or almost said sprinkle water. What is the other one?
Sparkling water?
Yeah, but what is the
Seltzer?
with an S?
Club?
Spindrift.
Oh.
Spindrift. That'll do it for me. So I'm good with that.
Let's see.
Ooh, soda at the movies. Cindy's right.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, soda and popcorn at the movies is a big one. This one is from... Oh, man, and where'd it go? Good morning, just hearing this conversation. I quit soda probably 10 years ago, with the exception of ginger ale.
Oh, well.
Is ginger ale actually a healthier product, or are we just like programmed to think it is because when you have a stomach ache, you're supposed to have ginger ale?
What was the special ginger ale that came out?
I don't know.
Like, it was like ginger ale?
Oh, like an extra ginger?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Marijuana said nothing beats. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Nothing beats good tacos and Coke with real sugar. Yeah, the Mexican Coke and like the glass bottle with some tacos, that is very, very good.
Ginger ale bold. Thank you, everybody. My family single-handedly keeps the soda industry afloat.
I did notice when your mom and your sister visited, there was an actual, like, was it a 2-liter or an 18-pack of cans or something? There was a lot of soda.
Can't. I don't know how anyone has teeth in this family. They might be giving the baby a soda bottle right now.
Are we seeing this baby or what?
I don't know. I hear it crying. Hello?
Oh, well, then don't bring it here if it's crying.
I only heard her twice in the middle of the night, and then I just made my sound machine a little louder. But my sister left me these. I didn't even need them.
Earplugs?
Yeah, but I guess my duty is to watch her at some point during the day so they can nap.
Oh, great question. Are they Team Pepsi or Team Coke? Is that to us?
Coke.
Yeah,
My family is.
Coke. Absolutely. I feel like when I was younger, I tried to trick myself into thinking. Sorry, my camera's shaking. I tried to trick myself into thinking I was a Pepsi person because they had great marketing, and I was like, "Oh, Generation Next, blah blah blah." But at the end of the day,
Oh, God's coming.
Coke.
Wait, let me put my headphones in. Hold on. I got to hear.
Baby's on the way.
Okay. Here she is. She just started drinking her bottle. There were some issues.
Oh, there's a baby there. I was reading the chat. The baby showed up out of nowhere.
Go to your face.
Look at
Talk
her.
into the microphone.
Oh my God! Look, she's so cute.
How long
I
has
got
she
her
been
this
awake?
outfit. How long has she been awake?
Like, did she just wake up or?
No, she's been drinking her bottle. She's got stuff coming out of her mouth.
All right.
Are you giving her to me or just
No,
showing
I'm
her?
trying to show you your outfit.
Oh, it says Mama's bestie.
So, like, did she do tricks yet or what?
No tricks yet, other than pooping and vomiting.
Okay.
But she does have little tiny feet and the longest fingers I've ever seen. People keep asking how you're feeling.
I feel really good.
Yeah, she's doing good.
What has been the biggest shock for Ashley Marie so far?
She didn't want to take her bottle. She was doing the face.
Oh, she does this thing where like you go to give her the bottle and she just does this. Like she thinks she's possessed. It's bizarre. What has been the biggest shock for you so far? Or you've been
Besides the actual
besides
birth.
my
Yeah.
delivery.
which everyone's filled in on your delivery.
Okay.
No, but like
Biggest shock
now that the
so
baby's
far.
home, what has
Now
been the
that the baby-
biggest?
she
Oh,
can't
I'm
hear
not
it.
really that
I know.
shocked.
She
That's why I'm
can't
telling you.
I know, I'm relaying it. She's not shocked, she said. She was fully prepared. I got her a birthing class, whatever. What's it called?
Mommy labor nurse.
Mommy labor nurse. It was a virtual course.
The delivery was shocking.
No, T's in here telling people that she's her favorite aunt. I am.
She can't make decisions yet, so you got to give her some time.
You are her favorite weird aunt. Ashley, the people want to know why there was a shot glass as your sweet 16
Yeah, I
favorite.
don't know how I convinced my parents to allow that.
Also, you can't use this. It has bourbon on it now.
Oh, great.
Ask
You know
ask
what? Maybe she'll take a nap.
ask your sister
No,
if she
naps during the day.
remembers.
She wakes up between the hours of, like, right now it's like 1 and 4. She's just screaming her head off.
AM?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear
And
that.
you have headphones in, just sleeping away over here.
I didn't have headphones in. Ashley, Anthony, what?
So ask her if she remembers the embarrassing toast your dad made.
Oh, do you remember the embarrassing toast Daddy made at your Sweet 16?
Yes.
Because Carla explained that you were trying to.
I was trying to explain it, how he said something. I don't know
He
how.
said when you were born, the cord was wrapped around your throat. It wasn't until a few years later when you got your personality that I wished that it was a little bit tighter.
I didn't tell that part. I'm talking about the guys in the
And
room.
then said, you always wore the color blue. I was starting to think that maybe you might be gay, but I can't. But when I look around this room, I can't find a guy that you haven't kissed.
That's what it was. Even worse. Even worse.
Wow.
No, Adriana, you're not going to be like that.
Wow,
So-
wow, wow.
Do you have a snoo?
No.
What the hell is that?
Chico 3-in-1 close to me. Much cheaper.
The toys, the things for babies now, the names that they have are like,
You'd think they're fake things on. Did somebody? I thought that was actually her.
So what is a
The emote.
snoo?
A snoo is a kind of like I guess like a cradle, a bed for the baby that rocks on its own, right?
Yeah.
And-
I think it's like really high end.
And then
It's
what's
like
the other thing that
1200.
she has? What's the
You
knockoff?
could rent them though.
She has a something 3000. I don't know what it's called.
Chico 3-in-1 close to me. So the
Go get it.
She's got a
go
baby in
get
her
that
hand.
too. The bars like roll underneath the bed so that like she could roll like so that the bassinet part could come a little bit on top of your bed, and then you can unlock the side so that when you press down on them in the middle of the night, they go down as you lift her.
There's nothing left.
There is. There's about a half ounce in the nipple.
This kid takes forever to eat. She's not in this family, apparently. Well, when she's done, I'll take care of her. You get the 3000 machine.
That doesn't seem like something you just like
burper
take out.
live on there.
Okay, hold on. Mommy said no. Daddy said it, Ashley, so it's 16. As I look around the room, there's not a guy you haven't been with, but it came out wrong. He didn't mean it sexually.
Yeah, I know he didn't, but
He may not have meant it, but he said it.
He said
ask people for burping techniques because we're struggling.
We're struggling with the burping here. Send us videos. Martha's asking how the car seat's going.
Car seat's going good. I mean, she's only been in it for 20 minutes. We had issues getting her in the actual car seat at the hospital because the straps were too tight, but they walked us through it.
Pamela from SoCal said, "Oh my God, Ashley, you are a natural."
Thank you.
So we got some people just saying rub the burps out.
Trying.
What? Like just rub their back?
Anthony.
Don't you just pat their back like this? Or like
Jill
put them
said,
over your knees or something? I don't know.
Jill said, "Can I call you to explain burping?" They taught her in the NICU, but I don't think we can take calls with this setup. So Jill, DM me and
we might be
figure it
able to
out.
do. We can't take calls because I don't have that set up right now, but we could do another guest star, and you could do audio only guest star.
Oh, they know the whole story.
They know the whole story. I read the whole text that you sent live
Yeah, I wrote that text while I was also
on the drugs.
Bicycle her legs.
Bicycle her. I sent you a video last night,
bicycle the legs.
but it wasn't just bicycle. There's something you're supposed to do is move their body in a figure 8 when they lay down to keep their milk flowing.
You know what we need? And I sent Carla Marie this guy's video yesterday, but you know the seeds guy on TikTok?
Yeah.
We need that same type of energy for infants. It's like,
instead of like,
do you have an
try
infant?
this
Did it just eat milk drink milk for the first time? If you spin it over 3 times and bicycle the legs and then pray to the sun god, it'll burp.
I gotta burp it.
So is it gonna throw up?
Anthony said, "So is it gonna throw up?"
She threw up today. She hasn't been spitting up, but today she threw up, and it was a lot.
Oh, a lot of people keep her upright for 20 minutes after feeding. That's what you're learning.
The pediatrician said that too, but like, I guess I have to bite the bullet in the middle of the night because I can't wait to put her back down and get myself 20 minutes of sleep.
Another person to follow.
Did you see the meme recently, Carla Marie, that was like, do you remember in middle school or elementary school when a kid would just throw up? Like everything would be going totally normal and then a kid would just throw up in the middle of school. Like how wild is that as a teacher? You've got a totally normal day and then kids are just puking. Kids are weird, man. Yeah. Kids are real weird.
I got nervous when she threw up because obviously babies are laying on their back and I was in the other room and I heard something, and if it was a week from now, I probably wouldn't have even gotten up. But I was like, let me just see what she's doing. Like her dad's sleeping in the bed. She's in the bassinet. And I walked in there and she had throw up all over her. And it was like a lot of water too. And I just couldn't believe that much came out of her.
Do you feel, Ashley Marie, that your hearing is more like focus, even if you're in a different room, like you can hear everything that she does? Like you've got like mom instinct now?
No, because I slept through her crying one night until I woke up. But I'm also still recovering myself. Like today, like yesterday, I felt great. Today, I feel even better.
She passed out.
I love this message from, who is this? K Logan 7 said, kindergarten teacher here. My high of this year was catching a kid's throw up in a trash can within the first week of school.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah, I threw up a lot in school. I feel like you did too.
Well, because we had stomach issues that no one treated.
What was the thing with Kaylee Carey or something?
The person to follow, I lost it, but we'll get it.
You can always message Carla Marie with things you want to relay over to Ashley.
Carrie Loescher. Yeah, we definitely got to keep her upright too.
It's not burping. It's broken.
I definitely have to burp her.
I am. We got to do more than this?
Is that right? Are you doing that right, Carla Marie? I feel like that was a little too
Go ahead.
mechanical. There was no love there.
There's no love in burping. You just gotta get it out.
Oh,
You can do it on camera. People want to see the baby.
there's a question
I
from
don't want anyone to-
this is a question from Claire. How's the dog dealing with the baby?
How's the dog dealing with the baby?
I think the dog's doing great. My husband is a hair away from being set into a psychotic ward over the dog.
You should trade him in for a cat.
No, my dog is perfect. He's still my number one baby.
Oh, Curvy Knockout.
That's a
just
good
said,
way of doing it. They're saying you're doing good.
Curvy Knockout said you have to burp harder than you think.
Harder than you-
Eyes.
All right, Mommy and T are yelling at me for doing it wrong. Well, guess what? I never had a kid. Suckers.
I threw up all over my desk. Yeah.
I'm worried. So, like, I've gotten a lot stronger in the last 2 years because I've had time to actually go to the gym. Oh, the whole family's in the room.
Whole fam.
I'm worried that if people tell me to hit harder, like, I'm not going to know my own strength and I'm going to, like,
No.
crush a rib or something.
Okay, well, when Sal first was holding the baby, there's a video of him, and he's like, and she's crying, and he's like, "Oh, okay, don't cry." And he's like petting her like a cat. So we're all learning.
'Cause
I know. Well,
I
Anthony's
am-
saying he would be scared to hurt the baby.
Well, Anthony's gonna hold the baby.
Yeah, Anthony's gonna hold the baby.
Oh,
Hopefully today, and then
nope,
he's gonna change
I
your
don't.
diaper.
I should tell everyone now. I don't hold infants. I've literally held one infant in my whole life.
Okay, you're holding the baby.
Nope, not
So
happening. I don't need
Stop
that
it.
responsibility in my life.
What if we all
I'm trying
fall
to-
over and the baby needs to be picked up? You're holding
Well,
her.
in case of an emergency, I will hold the baby, but only to be
Anthony
a hero.
was asking about your shirt earlier, Sal.
Yeah, I was well. yeah,
He wanted to know if you were protesting the Eagles being in the Super Bowl.
I'm protesting. I'm just a big Chiefs fan this week, or these next 2 weeks.
All of us are.
She's like lifting her head. I don't know how.
Let's see. Your sister Tina said, "Stop it! You can hold the baby." No, I know I can hold the baby. I simply don't want to hold a baby.
You have to hold the baby.
I don't have to hold a baby. I could
Sure
just be
do.
like, I could be like, "Oh, look, there's a baby. So cool."
I'm taking this kid to a spa because she's got a lot of dry skin.
the only
We're
baby.
working on it.
Oh, that's why is that shaking so much?
He's-
The only
you
baby
can't
that
hear
I've
me.
held was my little cousin Ryan and my little cousin George. So 2 babies that I've held in my like whole life as infants. Once they're like past 6 months, I'm cool with it. It's just that first couple weeks, first couple months, not a fan.
Are you done with her?
No, did she
Yeah,
birth?
you can let her go, Carla Marie.
You were supposed to give me her sling.
Yeah, you were supposed to set it up.
Well, it's 12 o'clock, so your friends are coming soon. They can set it up.
Dry skin
Tell
is
you what.
normal, by the way.
I know,
apparently
but-
for babies.
She needs more lotion.
No newborn rule. I hold them after they're like a few months. Yeah, see, Tacoma Swifty and I, same idea. I'm cool with babies. I like babies. They're cool. They're fun. I just don't like infants necessarily. Like they're just too delicate. There's too much that can like go awry. And their heads, they do that thing, like they can't hold their heads yet, so they're like,
That's
you know, I'm not a fan.
dude. Ashley missed that. He said they can't hold their heads and they do what?
They're like, they got like wobbly heads.
And that's why he won't hold the baby.
Yeah.
He's like lifting her head though.
It's crazy.
Not holding it. But...
Yeah. See, look at her right now. That's not a fully functioning human being yet. It needs a couple
Mom.
months. You know.
Okay. All right. Well, when you get here, we're all gonna be like, "Oh, my arm's broken. Pick up the baby."
Let's see. Pat her on her what?
Pat her where?
Here, let me put this on the screen.
Pat her lower on her back, like just above her hips.
Why would you pat her there?
I know.
Oh, you got a purple. That's okay. She doesn't really spit up.
Just waiting for that burp.
Let's see. Jen from Jersey City said, "My grandma always said babies are boring. When they get older, they're more fun as they develop personalities." Yeah. Also there's that part of it too. Like when they're babies, and you can kind of like play with them a little bit. They're super fun. But like infants are weird.
What'd you say? Why is he what? That's how he talks. She said, "Why is Anthony doing this?"
I got a lot of hand motions. I cast spells while I talk. That's what you guys
She
don't
can't
know.
hear you, and she said she thought you were talking about a lion.
No, this is babies.
Babies. He was talking about little babies.
Maybe we should keep you away from him.
You heard it there. You heard it from her first. Keep me away.
Okay. She does have a lot of hair. That's why my sister had heartburn.
What?
Had heartburn since 1991.
What does heartburn and hair have to do with one another?
When your baby has a lot of hair, you have more heartburn. That's facts. That's science.
Okay.
That's not a lifestyle.
Okay. Do you think you can end conversations these days by just saying, no, there's science behind it? That's science. It works.
You have to end if it's not fake news, you have to say it's science. It's a myth. It's science. Look at our little butt.
All right. Well, you know what, Carla Marie? I think you need to go spend some time with the babe.
Okay.
And we have to say goodbye to all these fine people. We will be back tomorrow. Oh, you're going to hold it?
Oh, I was not seeing that. Hi, what a girl. Do you hear her little talk?
Nope.
I mean, you can't hear the little breathing. But okay.
You ready to
I
go?
can't hear you. Oh, I thought you were talking.
I was just letting you do your thing.
All right, yeah. Reach out with baby tips.
Oh, I put that screen on too quick. Forgot.
Okay.
There we go. Now we're back. Thank you for hanging out with us. The Morning Show podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts, and we will be back tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock over here on the East Coast. Carla Marie, see you later.
Peace out. Oh, people said thanks for sharing her with us.